Former President Donald Trump is once again warning about the future of American manufacturing, this time targeting Chevrolet. He claims the company is turning its back on the U.S., risking thousands of American jobs. Trump's message taps into real anxieties in communities that have seen factories close and jobs disappear. He frames Chevrolet's actions as a choice between patriotism and corporate greed, casting himself as the defender of American workers. But is Chevrolet really abandoning the U.S.? Are American jobs truly at risk? The reality is more complicated than a simple story of corporate betrayal. It's a tale shaped by global competition, shifting markets, and economic policies that could impact everyone from factory workers to car buyers. To understand what's really happening, we need to look beyond the headlines. The real story isn't about American jobs. It's about Chevrolet's collapse in China, a market that once held so much promise for the brand. Over the past 6 years, Chevrolet's sales in China have plummeted, dropping by over 75% in just the last year. This dramatic decline has left industry analysts and consumers alike questioning the future of the brand in this crucial market. In 2025, the brand is selling only about 1,300 cars a month in China, a 97% drop from its peak. This stark contrast highlights the challenges Chevrolet faces in maintaining its foothold in the world's largest automotive market. Industry insiders say GM is scaling back, focusing on after-sales service rather than new sales. This shift in strategy indicates a significant change in how the company plans to operate in China moving forward. The main reason? Chevrolet failed to keep up with China's rapid shift to electric vehicles, a sector that has seen explosive growth and innovation. While local brands surged ahead, capturing the market with their advanced technology and competitive pricing. GM's joint venture in China denies a full withdrawal, insisting that they are committed to the market. But canceled projects and missed auto shows tell a different story. These signs point to a company struggling to find its place in a rapidly evolving market. This is a business struggling in a tough foreign market, facing intense competition and shifting consumer preferences. Not a company abandoning its American roots. Chevrolet remains committed to its heritage and its workforce in the United States. The changes in China are about local competition where domestic brands have a home field advantage, not a shift away from U.S. manufacturing. The company continues to invest in its American operations, ensuring that its legacy endures. The real impact is overseas, not in American factories. The challenges Chevrolet faces in China are a reflection of the broader global automotive landscape. The story is about adapting to global markets, not betraying American workers. It's a tale of resilience and adaptation in the face of unprecedented change. Despite the alarming headlines, Chevrolet is not leaving the U.S. anytime soon. The company remains committed to its American roots and workforce. Nor is it cutting American jobs because of its troubles in China. The situation is more nuanced than it appears. No U.S. factories are closing, and the company has made no announcements about mass layoffs. The job losses are happening in China, not America. This is a critical distinction that often gets lost in the noise. In fact, GM is investing in U.S. plants, ensuring that American workers remain employed and that production continues to thrive domestically. The company is also seeing significant growth in electric vehicle sales at home, which is a promising sign for the future. Models like the electric Silverado and Blazer are gaining traction with American buyers, further solidifying GM's market position. The real distinction lies in the fact that GM is struggling in China but holding strong in the US, where it's even challenging Tesla in the electric vehicle market. The idea that Chevrolet would abandon a successful US market to focus on a failing one in China doesn't add up. The company is maintaining high brand loyalty and customer satisfaction in the US. The fear of massive job losses in America is unfounded. The real story is about a company adjusting to foreign competition, not shipping jobs overseas. The real threat to American auto jobs isn't what Chevrolet is doing in China, it's the policy proposals being debated in Washington. The focus should be on what could actually impact U.S. workers and consumers. The facts show American jobs are safe, for now. The real risks lie elsewhere, in the broader economic policies and global market dynamics that could affect the industry as a whole. So, while the headlines may be alarming, the reality is that American auto jobs are not at immediate risk. The company is adapting and evolving, ensuring that it remains competitive both at home and abroad. The real story is about a company adjusting to foreign competition, not shipping jobs overseas. The real threat to American auto jobs isn't what Chevrolet is doing in China, it's the policy proposals being debated in Washington. The focus should be on what could actually impact U.S. workers and consumers. The facts show American jobs are safe for now. The real risks lie elsewhere. The real threat to U.S. auto jobs may come from policy, not corporate decisions. Trump's proposal, a 25% tariff on all imported cars and auto parts. The goal is to force automakers to build and source more in the U.S., protecting American jobs. Supporters say tariffs will level the playing field against unfair foreign competition. But critics warn the auto industry relies on a global supply chain. Parts for American cars come from all over the world. A 25% tariff would raise costs for automakers. Even those building cars in the U.S. companies would have to choose absorb the cost, raise prices, or overhaul their supply chains, none of which are easy or cheap. The risks, higher prices, lower profits, and a potential industry slowdown. The debate is fierce, with high stakes for workers and consumers alike. The impact of tariffs could be far-reaching and unpredictable. If tariffs are enacted, the first place you'll feel it is at the dealership. Experts agree. A 25% tariff on imported cars and parts would drive up prices for nearly every new vehicle, foreign and domestic. Cox Automotive estimates tariffs could add $3,000 to $6,000 to the average new car price. For many families, that's enough to put a new car out of reach. S&P Global Mobility predicts annual U.S. vehicle sales could drop by 1.5 million units. Fewer sales mean fewer jobs, not just for automakers but for dealerships and suppliers too. The policy meant to protect American jobs could end up hurting consumers the most. Higher prices and fewer choices could become the new normal. Tariffs would hit affordable cars and compact SUVs the hardest. Models like the Chevrolet Trax Equinox and Honda CR-V. Many of these are built in Mexico, Canada, or South Korea to keep prices low. A 25% tariff would wipe out their slim profit margins, forcing automakers to either raise prices or pull these models from the U.S. market. The result? Fewer affordable options for first-time buyers and families on a budget. The starting price for a new car would climb, making the affordability crisis even worse. Ironically, some of the most threatened models are made by American companies. A policy meant to help U.S. automakers could force them to drop their best sellers. The global nature of the auto industry means simple solutions can have complex, unintended consequences. The real risk to American jobs comes if tariffs trigger a drop in car sales. Fewer sales mean less production, which could lead to layoffs on assembly lines and at parts suppliers. The impact would ripple through the entire auto ecosystem, from factories to dealerships to service centers. Small businesses and local communities would feel the pain, not just the big automakers. A policy designed to protect jobs could end up destroying them, at least in the short term. Economists warn the net effect could be negative. More jobs lost than gained. The path to protecting American workers is more complicated than just raising trade barriers. The stakes are high for everyone connected to the auto industry. Right now, Chevrolet is not leaving the U.S. and no American jobs have been lost due to its China strategy. GM is still investing in U.S. plants and competing in the electric vehicle market. The real risk is the potential impact of future tariffs, not current corporate decisions. It's important to separate what's actually happening from what might happen. Confusing Chevrolet's China struggles with U.S. job losses only stirs up unnecessary panic. The real concern is how new trade policies could affect prices, sales, and jobs. These are two different stories, one about global competition, the other about domestic policy. To understand the risks, we need to keep the facts and timelines straight. Only then can we hold leaders accountable for real-world outcomes. For now, Chevrolet's troubles in China don't directly affect American car buyers or workers. The vehicles you see on U.S. roads and in showrooms are still being produced and sold as usual, and the people building them are still clocking in every day. The cars in U.S. showrooms aren't going anywhere, and prices haven't changed because of what's happening overseas. For American families shopping for a new car, the experience remains familiar: test drives, negotiations, and the same models you've come to expect. But the ongoing debate over tariffs is a different story. If new tariffs are imposed, it could mean higher prices at the dealership and fewer choices for everyone, not just those buying foreign cars. Even American-made vehicles often rely on parts from around the world. so the impact could be felt across the board. For now, American auto jobs are relatively safe, and factories are still running. But if a trade war escalates, it could threaten those jobs down the line, as automakers might be forced to cut costs or move production elsewhere. The real story is about global competition and the risks that come with sweeping trade policies. Automakers compete on a worldwide stage, and decisions made in Washington or Beijing can ripple through the entire industry. Tariffs might bring some jobs back, but they could also lead to higher prices for consumers and even job losses in the short term, as companies adjust to new costs and supply chain disruptions. The future of American jobs and car prices depends on the policies our leaders choose and how automakers respond to those changes. It's a delicate balance between protecting jobs and keeping cars affordable. Don't be misled by sensational headlines or political sound bites. Look for real announcements and listen to expert analysis to understand what's really happening in the industry. The next chapter for American workers and consumers is still being written, shaped by global events, policy decisions, and the resilience of the people who build and buy these cars. Stay informed, ask questions, and look beyond the rhetoric to understand what's really at stake for you, your family, and the future of the American auto industry.